Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS Soaps, both the Young and the Restless and the Bold and the Beautiful. This is your Young and the Restless recap for October 5th. And today, Victor gets to confront Tucker. Nikki gives Phyllis an update on this whole thing with Diane and Tucker. Tucker offered Diane a deal. Adam and Nick discuss Sally, and Noah is shocked to see his ex. So before we unpack all of this, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel to receive all updates, and don't forget to like and share. So we first start off over at Newman Media, where we see Nick sashay his way into Sally's office briefly to stop by to flirt and praise her for some new research reports. I'm like, these two. Now, soon after, we see Chloe comes in and she's expressing concern over Sally being caught between both Nick and Adam being two brothers, and thinks that she needs to figure out where things are headed with Nick. So, speaking of one of these brothers, over at Crimson Lights, Adam is pissed and he is blasting Chelsea since he heard from Connor, who is very upset about the whole Johnny Abbott bombshell. Now, Chelsea suggests to Adam that, no, you put business first when you got stuck in that meeting. But he was like, that's not fair. And he also contends that I still should have been included in all of this. That being said, Adam don't think it is even necessary to tell Johnny and Connor anything since they weren't even asking questions in the first place. Now, Adam, being that this is all Chelsea's fault, is urging her to stop calling herself Johnny's mom since Victoria is Johnny's mom. Then we see Nick, nosy Nick, interrupt and assume the worst of Adam before Chelsea decides to run off. I'm like, Nick, come on now, dude, you don't even know what's up. Now, once Adam explains everything, this is where we see now Nick want to soften toward his brother and understands why Adam was so worked up. Now, Adam also brings up the topic of Sally and will admit that he's still in love with her. Now, after Adam asks Nick if he'll ever love Sally, if he can imagine even having a future with her, he urges Nick to just back off if the answer is no. Now, Adam wants the chance to work things out with Sally instead and give her everything she deserves, but he pushes Nick at this point to think about it. Nick, I just honestly think that he's just doing this to stick it to Adam because of the fun and games. He don't want nothing with Sally. So now I guess that whole conversation prompts Nick to call Sally and extend this whole last minute invitation to her. Boy, this is going to blow up. In the meantime, Adam is sitting over at Society's bar, sulking, and Chelsea heads right back up to the top of the Grand Phoenix rooftop, and this is where she decides to scream, because obviously whatever she did the first time didn't work. So now we're over at the ranch with these two and their unholy alliance, both Nikki and Phyllis. Now, Nikki notes that Victor's team just figured out that the car Tucker gave Kyle and Summer was the same make and model as the one Diane was spotted in. That leaves Nikki and Phyllis wondering if Tucker rekindles some romance with Diane in LA, though Phyllis makes it clear that Tucker can do so much better. Now, Phyllis and Nikki know that Tucker is back in town for Ashley, though, but they consider that it's just a piece of the puzzle. Now, Nikki goes on about this Private Image Limited and a charity connected to it with financing young artists. The main benefactor drew funds for that through a bank from LA, and the name of that fund was Wild Beauty Incorporated. That reminds Phyllis and Nikki of the nickname John Abbott gave Ashley, and they assumed Tucker was involved that way. Now, after Phyllis kind of think about how Tucker and Diane and Tucker and Ashley's obsession broke the British artist fit together, Nikki gets an idea. And since Noah was an artist in London, Nikki thinks that he might have heard of this charity and maybe, he can offer some clues. So now let's swing over to the GCAC. we see Tucker now hiding Diane in the bathroom of his suite because Victor's at the door. So once he hides Diane, he rolls over to the door. He let Victor in. And this is where we see Tucker face a grilling session about what is his whole agenda about. Now, Tucker claims that he's back to meet Dominic Newman, Abbott Winter's chancellor, and reconnect with Devon. But Victor, he don't believe him. He doubts it. Now, Tucker goes on to explain that he didn't reach out right away because he's grown apart from Devon over the years and wants to approach him respectfully. After Tucker did admit that he also want to make amends with Ashley, Victor tells him, you know what, just go back where you came from since Ashley don't need your BS. Now, once Victor leaves, Diane comes running out the bathroom ranting about Tucker playing with fire and goading Victor. Now, Tucker insists that he hadn't had this much fun in a long time, but Diane warns him that this isn't a game to me. Now, Victor has the money, resources, and a way to figure out their connection. So Diane argues that her life is hanging by a thread. Tucker acts like Diane is being so overdramatic, but she refused to let Tucker blow the progress that she made with Kyle and Harrison. Now, before Diane leaves, Tucker stops her and offers her another deal. If Diane would just tell Tucker when Ashley comes back from Paris, she'll be complete, done, and off the hook. Now, Tucker promised Diane her freedom and assures her that she won't have to be his eyes and ears around the Abbotts anymore after that point. So now Victor has returned to the ranch, and you know if Phyllis is in the room, that's her cue to leave. Now, once Phyllis hightails it out of there, Victor gets update from Nikki about Tucker and Diane's connection. So he's hoping that they can actually kill two birds with one stone, getting them both out of town. So the drama continues over at Noah's nightclub. He is enjoying the opening with Allie before his dad, Nick, walks in. Noah thanked his dad for coming and wondering if he was flying solo. Well, to his surprise, no, because Sally joins him, leaving Noah stunned. Noah admits to Allie that he really hopes that this is work-related and have concerns because Summer is supposed to be there. Yikes. However, he's off the hook because Summer texts Noah that she decided to have a quiet night at home with Kyle, so Noah is absolutely relieved. So, as they decided to just pay attention to their own business and start to dance and enjoy the evening, guess who shows up? Audra Charles, who suggests, hey Noah, it's been a long time. You can tell Noah recognizes Audra because he looks quite unsettled. And finally, back over to Nick. Now, they're doing all this flirting. He's flirting with Sally, who talks about what happened with Summer being water under the bridge. It's not going to be that simple. Now, Nick admits that he loves Sally's scent and leans in closer to kind of get to smell her neck. Now, although Sally is enjoying this whole night out with Nick, she thinks they should talk about what's going on between the two of them. And yeah, they need to figure that out because Adam is still loving on Sally. So I don't know what they're going to do at this point. And according to what's coming up in the spoilers, Nick and Sally is going to have to figure out what their future is going to look like, if there even is one. So there you have it, your Young and the Restless recap for Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. Stay tuned for the Bold and the Beautiful recap also for today. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.